Hey folks, FallenTitanAndy here, doing something special for yous. I figured it was time to give you guys a gift. This clip, I have distributed a lot of short clips onto TikTok where I talked about customers that I've interacted with throughout the year of 2025, and I feel like I've left you guys and gals out of it. So, in saying that, my gift to you lot are a compilation of some of the stories that I've posted on TikTok. Now, some of these do have music in them, some of them don't. So I'm just going to leave them as they are. I'm just going to edit out some of the dead air and all that. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, because some of these are doozies. Today's story is a guy brings all his items to the counter and I'm scanning everything. I then tell him the price is about $40. He then looks at me and he's like, $40? Wait, isn't it supposed to be a gift from the store? Huh? This story happened to me twice. A customer would bring items to the actual registers and I would be at a bit of a distance. Not that far from the registers, but close enough to still serve them and be talked to and whatnot. You know, to be like, excuse me, I don't want to get these items, could you put them back or something? I have actually had customers place the item on the register counter, walk out to their car, get in their car, start their car, drive off. No word whatsoever said, just gone. This story actually happened a few days ago, so it's still fresh in my memory. The lady brings all our items to the counter and she is in the process of putting everything up there and I'm scanning them as quick as possible. We get to the end of the last product that I scanned and the total is about $50-ish. I then ask her the most simplest question, and I don't understand how you could mess this up. It's literally two options: cash or card. I'm not counting mobile because that is classed as a card, so don't attack me. She stood there for about 2 minutes debating. Oh, I'll pay by cash. Oh no, I'll pay by card. Oh no, I'll pay by cash. I'll pay by card. I'm sorry, I'm holding you up. And I said to her, focus. Meanwhile, in my head, I'm going, for this story, I have visual aid. Now, if you're looking at the image and going, oh, I know what that is, it's a 4-in-1 jar opener that has 4 different sizes that can open 4 different sized jars and is quite helpful. If that's your thought, congratulations, you're smarter than the customer that I had to deal with. No, seriously, I had to explain how this works. So, here's the whole story. I was putting stuff on the shelf and a lady and her partner come into the same aisle as I'm working and they see the 4-in-1 jar opener and she goes, what's that? And I said to her, it's a 4-in-1 jar opener. She goes, oh, but what's with the 4 different holes? And I said to her, there are 4 different sizes for 4 different sized jars. And she goes, oh, but what's the difference? Huh? I already told you what it does. And her partner was behind her saying,
I know what he's on about. Don't worry. And she's like, oh, okay. A guy comes to my counter with 3 items: a box of tissues, 75 grams of Vaseline, and toothpaste. Now, when I scan the box of tissues, he asks how much is the box of tissues, and I say it's $1. I get to the toothpaste, I scan that, and he's like, how much is that? And I said, oh, about $3, which it was. And he's like, no. I found it this price. And I was like, where are you getting this information? And he's like, from the shelves. So he's like, here, I'll show you. So we leave the registers, we go to where he found the toothpaste, and he was like, look, see, this is the actual price that it is. I look about 2 sections over, and there are plenty of other of the same toothpaste that he had with a different price showed up on the register. So I said to him, yeah, you saw it here, but it's actually supposed to be here. He's like, oh, but I thought it was this one. And I was like, no. Obviously, what you saw is some other customer picked it up and just lazily put it somewhere else. We haven't had a chance to tidy up the store to put it back in its actual place. But you'd think logic would kick in and be like, oh, this toothpaste belongs to this other toothpaste, and that's the actual price. Because it's all on the actual ticket itself. And then he does it again with the Vaseline.
Man, customers come up with some stupid questions. Just the other day, I had a customer approach my coworker who was on the registers, ask her how to use a calculator. She even went to the point of putting the calculator on the counter and started pressing all the buttons, being like 1, 2, plus, minus, 3, negative, 6 popped up or something. I don't remember, but the look on my coworker's face was like she really wanted to scream at this lady to be like, figure it out yourself. I then eventually catch up with the coworker out the back, and we had a good laugh about it, being like, oh my god. To add to the story, the lady came back and decided to get a different colored calculator. Why? I don't know. So a lady calls up my store and she's saying, oh, hi, I've bought some Christmas bowls, and on the receipt it says I've got 3 of them, but I only found 2 of them. And I said to her, okay, so if you want, you'll have to come in and get the 3rd one. And she's like, oh, but I live out at a retirement village. I've got no way of getting there. And I said to her, well, unfortunately, there's not much I can do. Then she turns around and says, oh, that's extortion. Huh? She then goes on and says, oh, would it be possible to do something about it on Monday? And I said, yeah, fine. So, I hate customers sometimes.